talk, man. All these motherfuckers talking about they hot. I don't believe them, Mike. I don't believe them flaming laces. Hey, we gotta turn this shit up to 104, man. Turn your motherfucking speakers up.
We about to turn it up to 104.
We have finally made it to the Awkward Menage podcast episode.
I have to start awkward too.
Yeah, very awkward. Like, what the hell? Whatever. We're going to change the energy. I'm not going to focus on the fucked up shit. We're going to focus on the good shit, which is we made it. All right. It's your girl, Nabor. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Shu?
I am Shu LaRue, aka Shuella DeVille. I guess you can friend me on Facebook. You can't follow me anywhere. I ain't got all of that.
Bitches. All right. And our second guest who was on the show before, she was on our energy transference and sex episode. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, ma'am?
What's going on, y'all? I am Poet Ray Monet. I am an erotic poet, and that's pretty much what I do. I talk about all facets of sex and sexuality, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Okay, all right. That sounds good. So, the first question, and it looks like, are you there? No, her eyes are blinking. She didn't freeze. But
Yes, freezing.
So the title of the show is BDSM and Me, but I felt like with the topic of the show being about sex, and since we finally have an all-female cast on Awkward Menage, the first question I want to ask, which for a lot of us females is probably the most important part, like, how do you get it up? And then what happens if you can't get it up, but we're trying to get it up? Is there something that could be, or should we just say, take it as, we just not that into you type deal?
Right. Okay. I guess I'm too arrogant to assume that it's me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I got the juice.
Gotta be honest. Look, I just gotta be honest. But no, I give people a chance. I mean, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but if we've made it this far, I mean, damn. You have to find something about me a tad bit interesting.
To get that.
I mean, after all, I am wearing a vagina. For some people, that's pretty much that's pretty much all you gotta have. That's the only requirement. So when you come with that, but why do people think that it's just that though? Like, doesn't it need to be a little bit more than just what you're wearing?
Right. Yeah. You know what?
Okay.
What is the what's that term? Let me think of it. And I can't think of her name, but she also wrote a poem or a book of poetry. Sapiosexual. Did I say that right?
Yeah, they have to appeal to your mind.
Yes. Okay. There we go. It's definitely. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel you. It's definitely more than just the physical and the act of that gets me aroused and gets me to that point where we just about to take off all our clothes and get buck wild. It's
right. It's the anticipation.
Huh?
It's the anticipation of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If that part is not there, it's just like, what are we doing here?
Right. What's the point? Yeah.
But then you have the people who only have sex because they want to procreate. Yeah, I couldn't get that out right. Just
people who only have sex because they want to procreate.
Yeah, it's like a religious thing for some people. They
Right.
feel like it's that sacred of an act, that in which it is,
Right.
that you only do it with like the intent in which it was designed for.
Oh, so no pleasure at all.
A better
Oh,
explanation.
that's. I mean, okay. I guess I get
Well,
it.
it doesn't
Kind of
necessarily mean
sad
pleasure.
because, right? I want that. That's the. I thought,
Yeah,
you know.
but some people have nothing to do with pleasure. Like that's not what it's supposed to be about. Like if you get pleasure from a yay, but that's not what your focus is supposed to be on.
Mhm.
And there are people in the world who like
Yeah.
hold
I
very
guess I
firm
can
to.
understand because I'm like that, but not to the point where I'm only doing it to procreate. I'm doing it because I know when I do it, my body is about to pump full of all these endorphins. So yeah, right now I feel like shit, but nigga, I'm about to take it out on your dick, and I'm about to feel great right now, and
Yeah,
that's what it is.
ultimate stress reliever
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
right. The endorphins, the adrenaline, it just gets the flowing. Yeah, yeah, it's great. It is very awesome. So, shouldn't always think it's us. And then Stu, yeah, there's one. You brought up the topic of erectile dysfunction.
That shit real as fuck in this generation. They mixing alcohol with prescription pills,
Right, that's what I was gonna ask.
codeine,
Yeah.
weed, and then people who are actually on other types of medication, like possibly blood pressure medication or high cholesterol or
Hmm.
diabetes or
Hmm.
any a number of things, and that's one of the side effects. And it's affecting men that are not that old,
Right.
like
And you
young,
know what? I was gonna ask you
erectile
why you
dysfunction.
brought that topic up
How
because
is it fair?
yeah, you and I, we're not that old to the point where we should be dealing with men who have that issue. So, there's a problem. What is it?
Exactly.
I don't think it's only, the medication and alcohol and drugs and things. I think it also has something to do with focus and concentration.
Okay. That's a good one.
Because it's 2019 and everything is about making things fast, quick, accessible. So
Instant
you have
gratification.
people who, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have people who, have to have sex with porn playing in the background because they have to
Mm-hmm.
have something else to watch and something additional to stimulate
The
them.
focus
It's
on
not
and yeah.
yeah, it's not, oh, we're just, we can't just be on the phone or we can't just be watching TV. We have to be watching TV while we're on the phone, while we're cooking dinner. We have to
Right.
be multitasking all of the time. And
And
that's every day of our life. And then you
and
expect us to get to this intimate moment. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to have focus and only you. And I'm
right.
supposed to communicate with you face to face. And we never do this shit,
You
ever.
know what? Yeah, and people, I don't know why they talk so much shit about I'm tunnel vision, focused like a motherfucker when I'm doing something. And people think bad about that, but that's number one. That's key. Like you can't do shit in life
Right,
if
that's
you can't
preposterous.
properly focus.
Right.
Like not a thing. It doesn't matter what it is. But yeah, I've been in those instances where we're so worried about how I feel and how good it is that you start overthinking everything and now you not hard anymore. And here we go again. Like
Hmm.
Right.
back to square one. You're too much in your own head.
Yeah.
That's true. Like focus is key because even her or whatever
Mhm.
wrote a song about it. Like, can you
Oh,
focus
can you focus on me? Yeah.
can you?
Hmm.
And if it wasn't a real question, then it wouldn't be asked.
Hmm.
Right.
I mean, guys should know that better than anybody because concentration helps you keep your stroke number, right?
And
Like, that's how you're going to be able to, make that long run, or else you're just going to get in there and,
Right. Right.
because you're not focusing.
We wait. We don't. What was it coined? The 1 minute man? No, we don't.
Mm.
thank you, Missy Elliott.
Thank you, Missy. No, 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 boo boo.
Appreciate you.
You gotta go
Like
for a little at
that
a time.
Domino's only go for Domino's and fast food. Like, not.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, there is a such thing as a quickie, but that's something that has to be agreed upon by both parties beforehand.
Beforehand. Right. You know, don't get,
Don't leave me into thinking that I'm about to watch a movie and it's only a trailer.
No, just don't get me thinking I'm about to get some hours of a nice, long, deep stroke, and you only came for 30 minutes. Like, that's
Wait.
fucked up.
But on the flip side, what about the ones that just want to keep going and going after you? Like, okay, come on.
This is true.
I need a glass of
There
water.
are definitely those guys out there. Oh my God.
Yeah. But
They
you know what?
don't
I
even
think
have a
that's-
glass of water for you either. Like, that's the crucial part. Hydration.
You know what?
You want me to stay hydrated?
Yeah.
You also in here want me to do acrobats.
You know, sometimes you just got to pass out on the dick.
That's true.
I've never done that. I've had
And just be like, oh, finished. And I told you several times, like, I was done. And you didn't listen.
That's me.
Yeah. But you know, that's what I was gonna say, and I think that's what's so important about knowing yourself and your being in touch with your sexuality and knowing what you like and what it takes to get you there. But I'm maybe it's just me, but when I get mine, I'm sorry, you gotta stop. My bad, you didn't get
Yes,
yours.
I'm just gonna scamper
Get the
off and be
fuck
like,
off of me. I'm done.
it's too much.
Girl, you better take as many as he gonna give you before you fall asleep.
No, that's when I'm ready to fall asleep. Yeah, no.
Right, but can it be like with an intermission and a glass of water?
Yes.
That would be nice.
Yes.
No, you know what you do though when you need a
But
water
let-
break? Okay,
We gotta get up and God
No,
milk.
this is
not
why
water.
you supposed to have a bottle of water or Gatorade on the side of the bed, right? So
Correct.
that way when you need a drink break, what you do, you flip them over, you get on top, and you
Yeah.
ride that dick while you hydrating
Yeah,
yourself.
it gotta be right.
Keep it moving.
Why do we have to be the
Go
thoughtful
ahead.
ones
Don't
about
start.
everything?
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It does suck having to be like the adult all the time.
Now, a lot of men, so no, there are men who are thoughtful and they already know what the situation requires, so they make sure that it's already set up to be that way. Why waste time?
Yeah.
When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
This is true. This is
It's
very
just lights, camera, action.
And you know, I think that says a lot about the kind of experience that you're going to get as well. You know, when preparation. There's no preparation at all, and there's just, all right, baby, cool. You want to do it? Awesome. Make it hard. Like, whoa, sorry. We both had a action here, you know? Like,
But everybody have they like little different type preferences
mhm,
when it comes to that.
mhm.
Because I've even had to look sideways at me and like, no, don't take a shower. Like, oh.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely like about like what you're feeling in the moment. But I think that if your partner is consistently, you know, kind of just being like, okay, you know, let's you know, rush through foreplay. Like for instance, you know, if it's always, oh, you do this thing for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. Like, you know, everybody has something different, but if it's consistently that, then I think, you know, it kind of says something about like where that person's mindset is as far as sensuality versus sex. And then I think it says something about, you know, again, just that preparedness of like going into the situation, like, for real, if you're not ready, I don't know if you're about to spend an hour up in here. Like it looked like you pulling off your little tennis shoes. It looked like a 10-minute thing we about to get.
And we are back. So when I came back, I heard something about 10 minutes and then it cut off.
Oh yeah, that's when we were saying that quickies have to be agreed upon.
Oh yeah.
You can't build up all of this anticipation within a person that it's about to be a real spectacular flick, and it's a trailer instead of the actual show.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Get the teaser, not the movie.
Put all this effort toward a teaser. The
Right.
teaser, literally and
But how rude is
figuratively.
that? How rude is that? Women, we do so much stuff, right? We get our hair done, our nails, we smell good. You know, we're doing all of this stuff to like get ready and prepared for you. And you sitting there in the same drawers, the same socks. You just kick off your tennis shoes right quick, right? Don't even take the socks off or nothing.
Right.
Or you know, what have you.
Right.
I mean, it's
Don't
really
even rub a warm rag over it or anything.
mm-hmm.
No,
We
We don't like salty balls, just like y'all don't like fishy vagina.
The one thing we all do like is effort.
Hey.
Just a little bit. Just a
Oh, and you know what? The other thing that's sexy too?
Mhm.
Permission.
yes.
You say what?
Permission.
Permission. Yeah.
Yes.
Please get permission.
Consent is so real.
It's very important as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Just
because
you know you want it doesn't mean you can have it. If we choose
I
to
used to
say
have this guy ask me over and over, like, yeah, you want me to, blah, blah. Then at first I used to be like, why do we keep saying that if we already established it? But I totally get it in 2019 now.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, that was when we were younger. So, I mean, of course, I always respected it and appreciated it. But I was just noticed that he was the only person that I run across who actually did that. Like in the manner that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Which was more than once. Like he repeated the phrase at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm. That's important. And
So,
I mean,
no if, ands, or buts about it. As if both of us, no, we're both consenting.
mm-hmm. I like that. And I mean, and it is sexy to be like, ooh, baby, you want me to put this dick in you?
All of that.
No, that's a little corny.
Yes, please.
Don't ever ask anyone that ever as a pickup line at the bar, because you will no.
You know you done heard the phrase, you want this dick, don't you?
Yeah. Even though you want this, I read Mike Tyson.
Oh, you want me to put it where, baby? You want me to put it
But you know what? The most fun, okay, and I'm kind of gonna get into my topic, our main topic a little bit here. But the most fun I have ever had is when I'm taking it. Like I know you want it, and you know you want it. Like we've already, like you know, but I'm still I'm gonna wake you up and I'm taking it. Or
Oh, I guess I
saying
ain't
you
never had.
sleepy, but I'm taking it anyway, motherfucker. Yeah.
Now, see, I'm still stuck on consent, so I can't say that I didn't ever went as far as to just be like, you know what?
No, you know what? We get that first consent.
I'm doing it.
And then once I see you repeatedly coming back over and over again, then that continues to give me consent at that point to do whatever the fuck I
Like,
want.
you want me to feel
Let's
like
talk
I'm
about our
taking
hard and our
advantage
soft
of
limits,
you.
and then we'll go ahead and go to town. Why not?
Girl, now
Dare to be different.
there's a problem,
Right?
okay? But that one, I mean, can be, easily cleared up, I think, within relationships. And I think that something that I do personally is say, to my partner, if you want to wake me up with that, that is okay. Like, I am not, like, like I say, okay, like I'm not gonna be mad at you, if you want to wake me up with this, But I also say, same time, I'm like, nah, babe. Then you also
you need to write back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like not this morning. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, but if I'm just roll over just a little bit and just go ahead and be like,
to give you a little toot.
I'm so
right, but the two is the permission though. Is it or is it not? Is permission granted? Is permission only granted verbally? Or can it be granted verbally and non-verbally?
permission can be granted either way. It just depends on the people who are setting in the contract. But I think the biggest thing, though, it doesn't matter whether you get, well, you definitely have to have that verbal conversation, but whether it's just verbal, whether it's verbal and written, the most important thing is that you trust the person that you're doing it with. You can't just go to any old person out the street and, have that type of relationship with and just, be able to come over and say, you know what, I'm taking it right now. Do what you got to do. It takes a lot more than just that permission to be able to do that, for me anyway, and in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say so.
I think, because I think that, that a lot of us, when we talk about consent, I think we talk about relationships that we already have and seasoned relationships. So I think it's really important when, it's a new person that is kind of coming into, this arena with you. So I think that initially, all of those things need to be verbal. Like,
right.
From like right off the bat, like, oh, is it all right if I kiss you? Like, can I kiss you or whatever, however you want to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask all of those things up front. And then as you become a couple and you get into the groove of those things, then the verbal consent tends to fade away and just be replaced with more physical things.
Right.
So it's like, first couple weeks, oh, yes, you can kiss me. Yes, you can hold my hand. A year into it, I'm going to just reach over and be like, here's my hand, baby. Right. And you're going to grab my hand.
Right. You're going to take this shit.
But that's the difference.
I'm taking his hand like I'm about to take that pin.
Went to my prison days. But yeah, no, you make very good, valid points. A lot of valid points. It does start as one, but I think that's just the nature of anything as it evolves and it grows and progresses with time.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely have to have the verbal conversation. Like I said, you can't be that type of person and just be dating someone and had just gotten to third base like a month in and you like to have dildos shoved up your ass and you're saying, here, baby, do this. You gotta, I know that's an extreme. I watched too much Shameless, my bad. It's a TV show. She did it. But, you can't just do those kind of things and just, to that extreme and spring it on someone. You always have to have that conversation of, this is what I like. This is what I want to do. This is what I want you to do. Do you agree or not? And then let's go ahead and go down that path or start this line of trust to where we can get to that point, I should say.
Because there's a lot of stuff that people do not like to talk about as it pertains to sex, and sexual trauma is one of those things. So you cannot just go, like you said, throw a dildo out there like what's popping, because you don't know where a person may or may not have been sexually prior to you and what triggers they may or may not have if you haven't had those real heart-to-hearts. And to be honest, most people don't want to have those type of conversations in the very beginning. But they want to have sex, though. They love having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got ghosted because I was honest about sexual assault.
Oh, wow.
And it left me a little devastated. But then I realized that a great number of these men are suffering from what I like to call tender dick syndrome. And even that shit is not my problem.
Oh, tender dick.
Oh, my God.
Tender dick minus the erectile dysfunction.
Now, that's definitely an awkward menage right there. Can't have a menage with a tender dick. Oh, no, that won't work at all.
That's so funny. I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
I love that so much.
In my mind, it's two types of men. Men who walk around and their penis is closer than hard than soft. And then the other ones. And the tender dicks are the ones who are all in their feelings and feel like the majority of what women do is an affront to the patriarchal.
Okay, so I have a question.
But their mama still probably all in their business too. So
This got me thinking about Tinder dicks and shit. But wait. I'm too hot for this shit. Okay.
Y'all sure y'all want me to keep talking? Because you already know my mouth.
Okay. Look, okay, so Tinder dicks. There's one dude, right? I was trying to get him hard, working it with my head, got carpal tunnel and arthritis, my shit just on fire. And then he was like,
Affleck to have sex.
and he was like, rub the gooch. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he was like, this area between my ass and my balls. And I'm like,
but what is it called? The what?
He said the gooch. And I'm like, is he gay? But I rubbed the gooch and that shit got out. I'm like, wait a minute. What is that? Is that like a real thing? Is that what?
It's taint.
Well, the only thing I have to say is sorry that I asked. That was my motherfucking bad.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought about when I thought.
Because now I'm a little growner from this conversation. I can say that. I hope that it never comes up in another conversation. So I would have to say that word or that I know what that shit is. I mean, I can put and handle it, but to actually like be talking about like, yeah, you right. I'm stuck.
Very interesting.
Well, see, here's the thing. Well,
too much.
Yes, they call it the taint. Some people.
The taint. Okay.
Now that sounds better than the gooch. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's just
because because it taints your dick and it taints your ass. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
I knew that though. I read a lot of books. It wasn't called that back then.
Got you. Okay, that's a new school slang term. Got you. Okay.
But here's the thing. That guy knows a little bit about his body, probably because a girl taught him by accident. But if you are pressing into that area, it actually can stimulate and produce an orgasm a lot quicker.
Like milking the prostate, not doing that shit. But
yeah, no, you don't have to go in. You just outside. Sure.
She said, "I'm not." Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. I'm not either. But
I don't want it done to me. I'm not doing it.
Your back door can remain closed.
It can, and it shall.
Gotcha.
I'm a Cindy Lauper girl for all intents and purposes, and I feel like I do enough other things. I don't gotta do it.
Right, the weird shit, the eating of the booty, if you don't like that, or don't do it, or
like,
weird is weird. Who was the first one to make the grocery song, and now everybody's eating butt and talking about booty beating?
Jhené Aiko.
Oh, there you go. Right, but wasn't nobody eating booty before?
I wish she had never said that.
What the fuck?
Just like I wish the twerk team had never gone viral on YouTube. We won't get into that.
Yeah,
I'm sure
everybody can twerk. That's even, you know what? Maybe that's
like shit that's supposed to be sexual, but then when you see chicken booty Miley Cyrus, then that lead to a tender dick. I'm sorry,
it does lead to a tender dick. But do you know what I also think when I watch those twerk videos? Not even just the white girls who know they shouldn't do it, but just
it ain't even about white girls. It's about people who don't have.
Right? Yeah. Whatever. If you don't have an ass, if you do have an ass, my only question that I think when I see those videos is, can you do it on a dick? Why are you getting so hard up over a woman that can twerk with two legs on the ground, but you can't twerk with both her legs up on the bed with your dick in her vagina? Like, why is
this is the issue too? The men with them short dicks, like them chicks with all that ass,
and you can't reach nothing. Okay.
Exactly. Like, please relax, dudes. You don't.
Out here fucking thigh meat.
Y'all out here. You ill-equipped. And then you run across somebody like me, then they don't know. Oh, like the whole controversy when Angela Yee said to Gucci Mane, when she was referring to her Asian box as being rather deep. And I'm thinking to myself, honey, it has less to do with you being Asian and more to do with you being petite. That's what the literature suggests. And from my own personal research, I'm inclined to believe that smaller women do have larger vagina cavities. That's the reason why all of these people with men with a third leg always looking twice at me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so when I look at the type of women that men date and kind of gauge whether he would be a good fit for me or not. It's like it's social research.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I ask other people when all you got to do is pay attention.
I will say, in the Kama Sutra, it definitely does say that that each woman, has small, medium, or large, or long, rather, longer, or shorter vaginas, and of course you have men who have long, medium, short penises. So I mean, yeah, it's like a game of puzzle. Find your piece. That did not
That's
sound
the
right.
thing. And that's what people don't understand. That's why people be out here killing people over a person. Because they feel like once they find that piece, and this piece actually fits, like Goldilocks in Baby Bear's bed, they can't fathom having to go through the search of finding that piece again.
Right.
As in PIECE and not PACE. Yeah, the actual instrumentation.
But I think people forget that, just because you found a piece that fit, A, doesn't mean that's the only one.
And B, don't mean it belong to you.
You have to do more than sexual stuff to keep that piece around.
That's true. They don't. Yeah, like clean up. That's sexy. Just like consent is sexy, cleaning up is sexy too.
I know, right? I like waking up and not having to worry about cleaning before I cook breakfast, or cleaning after I cook dinner, cleaning after a long day of having to work my fucking self. It's nice. It's a nice feeling, like not having to cook every night. That's nice. That's a nice feeling too.
The appreciation. It's the small things that lead up to the grand finale.
Exactly.
Then, like they say, fireworks.
Right.
You have to stop explosions. All of these.
Ow, ski, goddamn.
Grandiose things to lead us to the bedroom, because it's not all of that all the time.
Right. And you know what? I think that's what a lot of people miss, period, is that, yeah, the big grand gestures in life are fucking amazing. But it's the little things that we should notice and the little things that we should recognize. It's the little things that make life great, because 9 times out of 10, we have more little things to appreciate than big grand gestures to appreciate.
Thank you. Like Erykah Badu said, I just want somebody to walk up and kiss me on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, that feeling, and that can be attached to the different little things that you do. But the feeling that you get when a person kisses you on the back of your neck and it's that person, that's the feeling. So I understand the song totally and completely. So, and that's what we need. And that's what women need to stop thinking. Sex is not just about you, honey. But me and
right.
Pay him some attention. Kiss him on the back of his neck too. Shabuji ass.
But you know what? It's not just about sex. I think just intimacy, period, is just more than the sexual. It can be more than the physical. But I think the biggest thing, but wait a minute though. This is one thing I tell everybody. I'm having problems in my relationship. Oh, it was me. Okay. Yeah, you want to be loved this way. Okay. Do you really know what it means to be loved? Do you really know what it means to give your partner love? Yes, you think you want to be loved this way, or you may even know, but everyone receives and gives love differently. So you can't understand what it is to give that person love unless that person understands what it is to love themselves, and vice versa. It all starts with that.
It does. But then you have the people who are out here who are totally detached when it comes to sex, meaning they take their emotions out of it totally and completely, and they just see it as like they deem it a service.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the people who actually get money from it. I'm just talking about the people who use it as a manipulation tactic.
Mm-hmm.
So they pretend to be invested when they never had intentions upon being invested, and they never were. Like their goal and your goal is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they gave you that orgasm because they want something other than an orgasm from you.
Right. Exactly.
You
They
know,
want sex as a weapon, but the other sex as a weapon is the white boy down there who gave and I'm sorry that I have to call him the white man, but I have to call him that just based upon his reasoning for doing what he did, which was biological warfare against black women by giving over 700 of them the HIV virus down in South Carolina.
now
What?
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Everything
You ain't hear
you
about it?
said, everybody that you're talking about that is taking sex, like the emotion out of sex, all of those people, they're hurt. All of those people are in tremendous pain.
All right.
And
Trauma.
that's why, that sexual trauma, absolutely. That's why they're acting that way. But I also think that everything that we've talked about tonight, and BDSM included, all of that stuff goes back to communication. Because if you're talking to a person, even if you're not talking about sex, you can still tell, oh, this person is hurting, or oh, there's not something, something's a little bit off here, and stuff like that. And I don't even want to say as women, because all people do it, women and men, we overlook those signs that say, oh, this person is hurting, or oh, this person is whatever. And we go ahead and move forward with them anyway, be it a sexual situation or otherwise. So we just have to remember how to, use our communication skills properly and to actually assess what's going on with a person before we kind of move on to that next level.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That's why I ask questions about the mental health of people. Like the transfer of energy is very serious, especially for women, because our organs are inside.
Yeah, right.
Opposed to outside. So when we out here getting shot up, so to speak, we get shot up with more than just an actual tangible substance. We are being shot up with ethereal substance that affects our spirit, and oftentimes changes the color of our aura depending on the person that we land with.
Oh, that's absolutely right.
I feel like
whatever toxic traits they have, they might be giving them to you, and the more you have sex with them, the more you pick up those traits.
Because it's a oneness that you make. Like you create an energy when you meld with another person. That energy is created. You could just add your name and that name. You know how they used to do Benifer and all of those names when you see a couple. That's what's being made. The Benifer is being made every time you lay and copy.
Right.
And copy.
That's also called a baby. No. I'm sorry.
Man.
Or for some people, a situation. They don't even call them babies. They call them situations, child.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what they are. You in a hell of a situation with somebody you don't even know.
Right.
And now you got to try to perp like you can answer questions that you can't. Because I was watching or came across one of Keisha Cole videos, and she was talking to her mother for the, I don't know how many time, hopefully the last time, about this particular thing. But, and she just came up with this whole story, meaning her mom, about who Keisha dad was. And I was just like, situations like that come a dime a dozen now. And that just goes to show you how selfish people are in real life. So is our base, like our lower vibrations, the lower parts of ourselves, being the carnal part of us, like sex, gotta have it, or use it to your advantage? When we think we're using it to our advantage, is it to our advantage or is it more to our detriment?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We like to be free with our sex and BDSM and do all of that, but the moment that it get out that I do that, I just lost my job. Is that fair?
It's not. And I think that's why it's such bullshit that we have discrimination laws that don't really seem to work for anybody because,
No, not
they
when you got
kind of
her in
prove
there.
you got to have like cold, hard, irrefutable, goddamn facts, or it's kind of hard to get that one across. But we have these laws, but yet somehow there's this group of people that gets discriminated upon every day.
Correct. Right. So when it comes down to, because I hear out of all the different things that you hear about Will and Jada Smith, why is it always the fact that they are swingers that stay on the tip of people's tongue? Because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Most people are too subdued to even go there with themselves. And I ain't saying like trading your wife, because the sanctity of marriage, I don't get all up in all of that. But I'm just saying, like, as in even role playing and stuff like that, won't even fathom.
You know what? I can't say that that's really becoming the case anymore, especially with homosexuality being such a big thing and sex shops being everywhere. I feel like just people just
I think it's
doing
the
what they will do is slowly but surely being accepted. However, I'm one of those people as well. It depends, but I feel like you can do what you do. I don't have any problem with what you choose to do. Just don't shove what you choose to do down my throat and try to make me believe it too. Let
that's
me have my beliefs. I'll let you have your beliefs. Let me do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you do what you gonna do. No love lost, but don't shove it down my throat. That's all I ask.
Kind of going back to like Will and Jada for a quick second, I think that the reason why people kind of try to use like sex rumors and stuff like that is
Mhm.
because they feel like there's nothing else that's going to take them down. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they're really just trying to be low down and dirty. That's really all that is, because everybody has sex. Everybody's having sex. Oh my God. Like, the virgins are not, the children are not, but like everybody else is doing it in some form or fashion. And to try to put out that, oh, the thing that I'm doing in my bedroom is perfectly wholesome and it's amazing and
sorry, I
nothing
had
wrong
lost
with
them.
it, but you're doing something in your bedroom that's totally terrible and nasty. Like, it's hypocritical, for one.
Yeah.
And again, just for two, they're really just trying to find anything that they can to smear that person. So it's like
Yeah.
the one that gets, the most, it's kind of like with Facebook, the one that gets the most likes wins. So they put out other rumors before about Will and Jada, but none of those stuck
Yeah.
because people weren't interested enough in what they were saying. Now they
Yeah.
think, oh, wait, that's a little juicy. That's a little different. Da 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 da
Mm.
da. Let's talk about that. Oh, I would never do that. I
Ew,
this and
salacious.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then it becomes, oh, okay, well now we've got this rumor going. We found the one, you know.
Right. Yeah, but and you know what? That's why I said I never really want to be in the spotlight like that, be in the spotlight period like that, because nothing becomes private anymore. Like, I mean, you could still have your private life to some regards, but for the most part, there are always going to be people there just wanting an autograph, wanting a picture, wanting a handshake, wanting to say something, wanting to do something. And that has to just be somebody trying to follow you. Like, that has to be hard. That has to be a hard life to live. And I just can't
Right.
imagine having my sexual exploits constantly just thrown before me on TV, social media. Like, that has to be a nightmare.
Yeah,
Are you on
was the
your way to
grossest thing I came across. One of the grossest things I came across was some alleged sex tape about Donald Trump. Like, are you fucking kidding?
Oh,
No one on earth even wanted to know anything about that shit.
right.
That's
Who wants to see that? Like, why?
We don't want to know that shit. Like, find something else to get his ass on. We don't want to know nothing about him. Sex. He old as fuck, but I'm through.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You know, that's another thing that actually makes those like sexual rumors and stuff really popular. Will and Jada are really attractive people.
Exactly.
So that stuff. And people
Hey, do you
what do they
wait?
look like naked? And oh, I wish
You
I could
guys
see the video.
were- oh, what
But
was
right,
I-
when it comes to somebody that's less attractive, you know, like Trump,
think
you
it's
know,
very
then yeah, then you have people that are like, oh, okay, that's great. You did a set, okay.
Do you guys remember that show Jada Pinkett Smith did, and she was a nurse, and she was playing a nurse alongside Mark Anthony? I think he was like a doctor or something. Do you remember that?
You said
Vaguely.
my phone cut off.
I don't know. Jada
Yeah,
Pinkett
what-
was playing a nurse alongside Mark Anthony.
Oh,
At
I
the
do
time.
remember that, but I forgot
He-
the name of the.
Yeah, I can't remember. That was my shit though. But Hawthorne, nurse.
They
Hawthorne.
said they had an affair.
Yeah.
Yes, they started saying they had an affair because the very last episode, it wasn't even the end of the season, but the very last episode, like they fucked the shit out of each other on camera. And goddamn, did that shit look real? Like it looked like they was really going at it.
And it looked so real that
Yeah.
people had to turn
Yep.
in their mind. They had to. They couldn't accept anything other than, oh, they fucking in real life.
Right. So, yep, then this rumor came about that they were having an affair because he was married to J-Lo and she was with Will Smith. But that's just crazy how something so small is just art, you know, and that, man.
That's because it's A, good acting, of course, and B, people can't wrap their heads around how you're able to produce like that much passion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that much emotion for something that's false. You know?
Right.
But this is also a really good lesson to us. Watch out for the actors in our lives.
Right. And you know
We
what?
do it all the time when we quote unquote fake orgasms to get a bag or to get
Yeah.
something paid. What you talk about?
Right? That hot 40.
What they say.
You know-
Suck a dick, save a life.
Yeah. Yep. I've heard that statement.
That's my slogan. They're gonna have to quote me on that.
Sometimes just might work. You never know. I don't know. I lost my train of
Yeah,
thought.
because there's women out here feel like you're not doing your just due if you're not giving the
Right.
blowjob a day.
Yeah. You know what? I never
Don't
understood that too. Oh, she doesn't like to suck dick. Who the fuck? Let's leave it at that.
I mean, that shit depends on the nigga diet too. Come on.
Yeah, because, spunk can taste, yeah.
I'm not about to get, no, I don't
If it
want no
stinks, if it
flaming hot
tastes,
chocolate.
no. Yeah, no. That would be bad. Pure acid. Down your throat, on your ass, on your face, wherever you like it. You know, I don't know. That would be bad.
I mean, but some ladies might also
Oh,
take,
like,
you know,
face
super
diet.
personally, just like, you know, just like their vagina. And they might feel like, you know, it's only for like a very specific, very special man that they have like in their mind. Like, oh, once I find the guy that's gonna be my husband, yeah, I'll give him blowjobs, but I ain't just out here sucking
I
anybody.
mean, fuck that shit. How you gonna give your husband blowjobs if you never sucked a dick?
Done.
Like he done had 25
I
million
tried
bitches suck his dick before you, and here your mediocre ass coming. What? I mean, take a lesson or something at least. I don't know. I'm not sure,
Well,
but
yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Like I said,
I
you
guess
have a whole life to practice after you get married.
to each his own. I don't think anyone should be ashamed of exploring their sexuality
Agreed.
or doing the things that they want to
Not
do. If you want to do it with one person, that's fine. Do it with that one person, but don't try to limit yourself in any way, because the minute that you start to limit yourself and say you won't or you can't is the minute that you start to fail. So don't do that. Just
It's
have fun. Do what
this
you want to
it
do.
too. This is how to get it fucked up when it comes to sex. Stop making comment. If you not a penis gobbler, if you not gobbling dick, then stop commenting on the females who are gobbling dicks, because you ain't doing nothing but putting them on your man radar, dummy. Because men like that shit. They like dick gobbling. And if you know some, that's even better. The fuck?
Right.
So be a dick gobbler or do not bring them bitches up. I'm
Yeah. Hey, did anybody see the way?
don't
You know what? And it
introduce
was so.
about
I should have I should have looked up
I
old
just
girl's
don't want to
name.
talk about them because I don't want anybody trying to shame anybody else. That's
Yeah.
the only. I mean,
that's my point. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
like,
my whole
I'm not trying
point.
to shame anybody.
Because when you bring them up, you trying to shame them, but you're not doing that. It's
You're
having a
giving them
reverse
attention.
effect
They
in the person's
right.
head that you call.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And
Especially
that's
if that person has
yeah.
a penis
Yeah.
he wants to gobble.
And that's what I'm saying. The power of your thoughts, the power of your actions. Not every thought deserves a reaction.
Mhm.
I've learned. So
Super
yeah, that should have
fact.
come back to bite you in the ass. You think you warning the world of this hoe ass bitch? You don't know. She done already fucked your sister, your daddy, your brothers, your uncles, your mama, and she done fucked everybody you know. You never know.
Lord.
But that might be the very reason why you subconsciously chose her, because you know that she is not a novice, but she the real Mr. Miyagi out in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is true.
Maybe
You was
so.
just waiting for your opportunity to slide in. Men need to stop hurt. Men
To
need
make
to
this,
stop talking about women. Because most of them, that's a lot, I'm not going to say most of them, a decent number of them who are out here shaming women, it's largely because they don't have the respect for the female who brought them here from her black hole. And everyone
Yeah.
comes from the black hole. It don't matter what it don't got nothing to do with
You
race.
know what? I don't think
Dark down there
You know
before
what?
you get here.
Okay, Shushu.
It's
Okay,
dark.
I'm a side with you there. 50-50. 50-50 only because I have brothers and I hung around my brother's friends, and I done hung around so many dudes that heard these discussions that women normally don't get to hear. So 50% they have no love or respect for
Me
their
too.
mothers. 50% fucking penis envy is a real fucking thing.
That's true.
Is his dick bigger than mine? Is his dick bigger than mine? Do you think that dude's dick is bigger than mine?
That shit,
Oh my God, is my dick big enough for you? No, penis envy is a real fucking thing. You cannot tell me otherwise.
You know why I know penis envy is a real fucking thing? Because it's the one thing that really fuels racism and white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I am the black person that can tie anything to racism and white supremacy. So fuck anybody that got a problem.
Gotcha.
Eat a bag of nuts.
Honey roasted. They're the best. They go down smooth.
Nope. eat a bag of Taki nuts.
Oh shit, flaming
And
throat.
that's not even
Oh,
the thing.
flaming.
But you might. Thank you. Now you picking up.
You said a bag of Taki nuts. Shit.
I'm tired. Like, y'all want to, you still want to have sex?
Yep.
Like you said,
Poor babies.
I'm here.
So what do we do though? Like how do we is there I don't know.
We gotta bring romance back to this shit. Slow it down.
What is romance? What?
It's too big.
I mean, you know, I see
Unfortunately,
Valentine's Day and
this
Sweetest
person
Day
has
in the
been
Midwest, and they be
stuff.
having the little baskets and balloons and the hearts and the candies, you know, and that's my 1-2 days a year if you're in the Midwest to love my man, my woman. But what you know, what is it every other day of the year?
The small
The
things,
kids.
the small
The
stuff that you're
little
talking about.
things.
So, like, if you're just coming home or whatever, and yeah, you stop to pick up flowers, or oh, you're coming home and let me just take this minute to like run you a bath right quick. Like, you run a bath, it's regular house day, ain't nothing special. It's just some bubbles.
Right.
You know? But I took the time to be considerate of you and like say, you know, hey, I see you're working hard. Let me take a moment to just do something nice for you. I think really that's what romance is taking another moment to be considerate of your partner. Like,
I do
so
agree.
picking small is like picking. It could romance could be, you know, rolling up with the you know, baby, I picked up some Chinese food for us today.
But see,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
we just went full circle. One, the little things. We have to learn to recognize and appreciate the little things. Number two, it's not only about knowing how you want to be loved, you have to learn how your partner wants to be loved and then do those things that show them that they are loved. But you cannot learn to love anybody fucking else until you know what it means to love yourself. And that's my final thought. Boom, boom.
Well, my thought is everything you just said, except for insert the word. No, switch the word love out for fuck. You gotta know how you want to be fucked.
Yeah.
Before somebody else could know how to fuck you.
Yeah. Very true. It's
You gotta know how.
interchangeable. Gotta know what you're looking for. Yeah. Don't fall for the okie doke and if you want more, and don't ask for more if you just want the okie doke, you know?
And stop. No, as women, we need to stop fucking poverty dick. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I said bitch. How can you put a decent value on your vagina and you out here fucking with niggas that don't have it, or men, excuse me, who do not have anything going on? And if you having sex with men who do not take care of their children, then shame on you and your rat ass vagina. I don't give a fuck. I'm judging y'all hoes. I said what I said. And that's you, Shu. And I'm not always this angry.
Oh, no, you are good. I love you. You have always said what a lot of us need to hear. And I love you for it.
Have more
Ray.
respect for your back. Have more respect for your yoni and she'll respect you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you cannot argue, fight, and or bicker. If you are a man's 7th or 8th baby mom.
Yeah.
You played your mother. And you played your children.
Everything in life is a choice that we make.
And you gonna spend the rest of your life trying to play that whole ass nigga. But guess what? He don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Cause he on his way to get the next bitch pregnant. How?
He done moved on, and you're all alone being bitter. Move the
So with
fuck
that
on
being
to
said, You better learn how to fuck yourself because you might end up having to fuck yourself.
I hear there are wonderful things called vibrators and dildos and stuff.
Yeah, my sister got me one for my birthday, and that mother don't take batteries. You plug it up into the wall. Y'all bitches are lame, okay?
Very interesting. I've seen one for the shower as well.
Better
It's like
get you a
suction cup.
Lilo.
Hmm.
Spell Lelo. And it's Christmas time. You better put it on your list. Lilo.
Lilo. There you have it, ladies. A Lilo vibrator. Okay, right. Any final thoughts for you?
So you can sustain yourself from poverty, dick. We trying to help y'all.
Well, this was a very good chat on BDSM.
I don't know.
Very interesting turn of events for the
And
most
you know
part.
what?
So,
You know what? I know a lot of people might be listening, and then they might look at the title and they be like, this doesn't make sense. But it does, okay? Because like we said earlier, everything, that has to do with communication has to do with BDSM, because that is nothing but like major intense communication is like 90% of BDSM. 10% is only.
Hold on. I'm sorry
short.
to Ray. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Do you know the acronym? Do you wanna tell us what it is? The acronym?
One more time.
Do you want to tell us the acronym for it?
The acronym
Sadomasochism.
BDSM.
Uh-huh.
No, not at this second because it just escaped my whole tongue.
Bondage, domination, sadomasochism.
Thank you. Damn, that's really sad.
Oh, honey, if I got anything at all, it's a vocabulary. All right.
That whole thing, girl, let me tell you. I'm really glad that you came through with that right there because I swear it escaped my whole mind.
It's late.
You BDSM so often,
late.
and you very, very rarely actually go into the full, like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. But everything all is in that same area. Like I said, communication, 90%, action is just 10% of it. And all of these things that we've talked about tonight kind of deal with those communicative aspects and those aspects of like bringing the mind and, really back to the forefront of sexual activity. So I think, even though we were off topic, we're still on topic. I think it still works.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Wow.
I would agree. Like I said, kind of all just came full circle there for us, as it usually does on this show. But
yes,
that's like the 360 experience. Return to point zero. So we need to protect our young of these tender dicks and
tender dicks.
Yeah, that's about it.
That should be my first single, Tender Dick.
That should be the hashtag for tonight's show.
I like that. Tender
hashtag
Dick.
Tender Dicks.
Let's see if we can start a Tender Dick movement and have the ladies talk about their Tender Dick experiences.
I think so. I think that was great.
That'd be very fun.
Like hashtag Tender Dick.
Yeah.
Is a nigga who stay in his feelings because he swear whoever else he's too concerned about other niggas that you may or may not be fucking with.
Right. Hence the may not part.
Or any female say something to him and he in immediate attack. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, James. Nothing we can't have conversation about.
Poor babies.
Yeah,
what do
come
we do?
on. Because when we behave a certain type of way, they call us divas or bitches. I just call them
right. That's what I'm saying. We're emotional and we're catty and we gossip, but the most I have ever heard anybody gossip was in a group full of dudes listening to them talk about women.
Yeah, I got
at least the women I hang out with. We don't sit around and talk about men all day. We talk about hair. We talk about our jobs, you know, and our lives and what's going on. We might have a brief fucking around dealing with this nigga interlude, but other
It's
than
really
that,
that
we just be
right.
chilling, you know?
Yeah, but they swear we just don't get along. And now y'all case it's a like surge in number of lesbians and say all we do is fight. That shit don't add up.
Mhm. Right.
But really, who are we fighting about? Who's the cause of the
Right.
fighting? Who's the cause of
Tender dick.
a dude? Right.
Tender
That's
dick,
like, no, we're not
nigga.
arguing with each other just to argue. Like there was an
Right.
impetus there.
But you know what though? I do Uber and I met this dude. He was a white Mexican guy and he told me he was like, "Man, he's young, like 21, 22. He's like, "Man, I'm done dating white women." I'm like, "Why? Everybody loves white women, right?" He's like, "No, they're crazy. They're fucking nuts." I was like, "What?" He was like, "And no matter how they're raised, what their social status is, their financial background, they think they're entitled to some shit that they're not." He was like, "I prefer
Wait,
black women." He was
wait,
like, "People don't know black women, they the shit. They crazy too, but they're a tolerable type of crazy." And I'm like, "You right." You know, we could go crazy as well, but you know, I think it's a little bit more not I'm gonna blow your house up or murder
like
you.
some of the only ones that's back to back with our nigga and a bar fight with you too though.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And argue with your mama about you. And come at anybody that has anything adverse to say to you or about you. Because to us,
Exactly.
if you
Right.
gonna get smoked, anybody, you getting that shit all from me. You got me fucked up.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And and yeah,
So
you know
I'm
what?
putting
That's the crazy
out
part.
all the
Like,
fires around you. Just so that's the crazy ass logic that some of us have. I'm putting out every fire around you just so I can use that shit against you when I bring your ass.
yeah.
You
That's
know
a
what?
That's
problem
another
though. We
way
I
of
don't
think
need to do
saying
that either. We don't need to do that either. But yeah, that's the crazy part. Like you will piss me the fuck off. Like I fucking hate you. You're
so
the
we
scum of the earth.
enabling
But
you
nobody else
all
better step
shit
to you
about
wrong or I'ma fuck him up. Like what the fuck, you
right. I can do you dirty as I want to.
Right.
I can take your life through the ringer. Let a bitch show up thinking she about to.
Right. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
so.
Already
Am I
ruining his life. It ain't
think,
no room.
am I the only one that thinks that like black women could use a little bit more of an entitled attitude?
Yes, we are entitled to everything.
No, I was
We
about to say
are
we need
Mother Earth.
more. We need
We
more of an entitled
yeah.
attitude. Okay. I think
Yeah, definitely.
white
We've
women
been the
have
muse of the world
this
for over 500 years.
mentality that
Get the fuck
just
out of here.
they get it that they are deserving of it and that they should have it. And a lot of times we feel like, oh, well, my money ain't right. I can't have that yet. Or,
Right.
I don't have enough of this, so I can't have
Right.
that yet. Instead of just having this 100% all the time mindset, like, yeah, you know what? I do deserve
Right.
that. I am going to go and get that. I am going to go and do whatever is on
I
my mind.
wanna fucking do from
I think
time to time
more.
within reason, you know?
Yeah.
Shit. Still gotta think about the bills and shit.
Can't blame them.
I
Any
mean, yeah,
aspect.
definitely
But
you
yeah,
do.
you should.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Stuff
and
you just
that's what I
gotta.
told someone
but
earlier today. I don't know. I just been seeing things from this young grown woman. Actually, she's older than me. I just found out for a while now, and I told her today, like, I see your pain, I see your struggle. Like, I don't know you. I've never met you. I've never talked to you. But just from what I read, what I see, I know you're hurting and I've been there. I promise you, we probably have a
Yeah.
similar story and I can help you. You may hate me for whatever fucking reason you may hate me, but you're hurting and you need to heal. And I might be able to help you along that process. So put the prejudice aside and take it for whatever it's worth. Take it.
No, I gotta hold on to my prejudice. It's all I got.
All I have in the world.
People,
What's accountability? Oh no,
that's
that's
all.
too big of an
No.
A-word for me. You can
They
do it.
don't like heal myself. Then what? I'm gonna be bored if I don't have anything to gripe. If I don't have anything to gossip about,
Yeah.
what am I gonna fucking do?
Pretty
Oh,
much.
I gotta
That's
set
it.
goals. Bitch, I don't want to set goals. The fuck?
Right. So you know what? And that brings us back to, well, not back, but that brings me to, for a final end here, our topic next week. We're going to be talking about Kwanzaa. And what is the first principle of Kwanzaa?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
What is it?
What? You talking
I'm
about the
trying to
principles?
think.
You got
I can't even come.
Kumba, Kujichagulia,
So
Nia.
I don't know the freaking African
You got
words.
Umoja.
we out
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Is it
we'll talk about that next
emoji?
week.
Umoja?
Yeah,
Mhm.
unity
Yeah.
Uji?
is the first
That's
principle
what
of
I knew.
Kwanzaa.
Ujima,
Unity.
Jama, Kumba,
I don't know.
Ujima.
Yeah, you got it.
and Nia.
Got you.
Right there.
Got you. Thank you.
That's what it was.
Thank you.
Y'all making me work my brain today. And y'all,
I know, right?
let me
This
tell
is
you,
why
y'all
it's called
have stuff that I ain't had to
entrepreneurs,
say in like years.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it next week on the show. We are going to talk about Kwanzaa. My family and I are going to forego Christmas and celebrate Kwanzaa this year and take some of Terrence's and Shushu's advice for how to make Kwanzaa a modern day celebration. And we're going to live it the fuck up for 7 whole days and feast like rock stars or freaking, whatever you else we want to call it. Yeah.
Like the kings and queens of Egypt.
Exactly. The gods and goddesses of the world. Thank you.
Y'all talking about the Americas. We'll learn about them one day. Watch.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's
We
talk
ain't gotta
about
go across the water to celebrate anyone. We can celebrate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We do it
every day of the year. 24
every
hours
day,
a day.
365, like McDonald's said.
Yeah, it should be a
McDonald's
celebration.
are the only ones who actually just give us the game. McDonald's said 365 days of Black Excellence.
Yep. Because we built this shit, motherfuckers.
They keep
We
us
built
employed.
this shit.
They
Our
keep our young
ancestors
children
built this
employed.
shit
That's
on their
why
back.
I don't hate
And
on
we continue to build this shit with the prison system, with these bullshit ass charges our black men, the Mexican men get to be locked up for all these freak. Okay, that's another episode. I'm gonna go, guys. Sorry.
Bye. Right.
Bye.
Look, just hang up on us and we're gonna keep talking. Bye.